Good morning, everyone. This is Tracy Newman, and I am from the Navigators Tarot, where you can find me on Instagram, and you can find me on Sleepy Wisdom at YouTube. If you would like a personal reading from me, you can find all the information either in the description box below or in the bio if you're on Instagram. And without further ado, we'll get into these energies. Fairly intense energies, I have to say. Really intense. It seems to be like pushing everything up and out. Literally, like last week, I saw the earth going through and all of us going through this dark tunnel to come out the other side. We're in the midst of the dark tunnel now in the birthing canal, and the pressure is intense, and it is literally pushing anything that no longer needs to be a part of us out, up and out. And it's really intense. Yeah, I don't know if anybody else is feeling the same way, but it is getting very, very intense. And it's affecting all of us differently. I've been having feelings, I don't know, these are some of the symptoms I've been having. But of course, these are the symptoms, these energetic symptoms are part of us moving out of the old into the new parts of ourselves, and so older parts of us must die away, fall away. So I've been feeling like, a lot of anxiety, but actually like electrical feelings all over my body, but it's not actually anxiety as such. It's not coming from any old wounds or anything like that at all. It's literally just anxiety. It's like the Merkaba energy just spinning around and around and around. And a lot of people have been experiencing that spinning, that feeling of being ungrounded, out of balance, all of that. So that is actually real. It's very real, and it is occurring right now for a lot of people. Also, the heaviness, and sometimes having the need to just do things slowly, depending on what like the other day, I could only do certain things, so I could only just do 20-minute bursts, and then I would literally have to sit on the couch, feeling out of breath very quickly. And that sort of thing is happening, but it's literally just to breathe out some of these dense, heavy energies that are occupying us at the moment as we shift. I will also say too that the energy is very quick. The energy of the anxiety and all of that sort of stuff, those shifts are it's like very quick moving energy, and you can feel it. Like we are literally speeding through. That's how it seems. It's like we're speeding through time to get to the other side, like out through the darkness, the dark tunnel, to get to the other side. And that's exactly how it's manifesting for a lot of us in this physiological way. So, yeah, interesting. So throughout all of this, it will be a really good idea for a lot of us to sort of like ground to the earth. It's really, really important at this time to be to ground as much as we possibly can onto the earth plane. So take your shoes off, get out in nature. Really important at the moment. It's kind of like very ungrounding energy as we move through these shifts and changes. And this Merkaba energy just spins around and around. Yep. Whoa. So, a lot of this we cannot get. This is like everything that's going on right now. Like I've got all these cards here, but they're all major arcana cards. So this is like, this is fated. This is actually meant to be. This is how it is. And this is what we are all going to have to expect at some point, that we're all going to go through these physiological changes, plus the emotional changes that brings with it as we shift and move into these new earth energies. We have the star here. So and the world and power, like basically being in control of our own. This is actually, even though sometimes we are feeling a little bit out of control as we're going through these shifts and changes, in a way, it's establishing an even more groundedness within each and every single one of us. As these shifts and changes occur, we become more grounded and therefore more able to take the reins of our own life. It's about becoming sovereign entities and sovereign unto ourselves, and moving away from these difficult energies of change. And those difficult energies that have kept us back, those feelings of being attached to that old 3D matrix world is now moving. We're shifting out of that now. Still quite heavy energy that I'm feeling. And, I've got a lot of these cards. A lot of them are, it's kind of like with this topsy-turvy energy. We are literally just moving through all of this at the moment at the speed of light. We are going through such quick changes, and it's going to manifest in like high levels of anxiety and these heavy energies as we move through it. We have to breathe. The breath is very, very important at this time to keep us grounded. Take your shoes off, all that stuff. Get out in nature, because these energies are really going to do a number on all of us, I think. The tradition of the old ways, to keep the old traditions that we have, that very traditional part of ourselves that's wanting to remain in these old 3D matrix world, will actually, it's changing. All those old ideas of who we were, of how we actually operated in the world, all that is about to change for all of us that have chosen to move through into these new earth energies. So sometimes it can feel like we are trapped, like there's burdensome energies. It's a real struggle that we're going through for some of us as we shift and change, because a lot of us do not wish to actually operate here anymore on this earth plane, and it is just becoming a little more difficult to even be able to manage our lives. Cognitive dissonance is a huge thing that is happening, and it has happened for so long, where people are just not waking up and not seeing what is literally staring them in their face. And for a lot of us who are awake, it's quite hard and frustrating as we, go through these changes, but also knowing that we're going to have to leave a lot of the old world behind. But going through these changes is frustrating. It's sometimes difficult to manage our energies, and sometimes, the cognitive dissonance that we feel and see on the earth plane is sometimes, at this point in time, just a little bit too much. And the energies are such that they're really pushing these, and I guess that's where the frustration comes from, is knowing that we are moving into this new world, but going through the birthing canal and feeling the pressure is real, of that birthing canal is really, I guess, a lot of the older ways of being and our feelings and our emotional being, that's also being squashed through and pushed through into this new world. And so for some of us, it can be a little frustrating sometimes as we leave this old world behind, and feeling the pressure of those emotional outbursts that wish to come through. That's how it feels for me anyway. I don't know if it's like that for anybody else, but it's like I'm really feeling that pressure as I'm moving through, and having to breathe a lot, and having to really kind of like be very, very still sometimes and just breathe, because the pressure is quite intense. I hope that makes sense. I'm finding it difficult to make sense of all of this that's going on at the moment, you know. I've had a couple of emotional outbursts this week, and due to the cognitive dissonance, and it's a little bit different. It's once upon a time it really didn't have a huge effect, but just this last week, and it has. And so, you know, it's nobody's fault, and it's nobody. This is just how the energies are, and yeah, it is pushing us into this. As we go through it, it's going to be a little bit difficult, but we will come through a lot more loving and kind and a lot more clear than what we ever have been before. And we will be moving into this new love, this new unconditional love, these new changes of how we feel about ourselves and others. So even though it's a little frustrating at the moment, this is leading to something that is going to be a lot more loving and kind. We're moving into more loving, kind energies, but going through the birth canal is a little difficult at this time. I hope that makes sense. Let me see if there's anything else that I need to look at here. Yeah, so there is new growth, there's death, but we are moving into better, more beautiful energies and these new beginnings. I'll show you the cards. So this is pregnant with possibilities. This is the Empress, beautiful fertility. So, you know, we are moving into these beautiful Empress energies, going through the birthing canal, leaving behind the old world. This is the Death card. So we are moving through these, we are transforming as we're going through these changes into absolute good fortune, riding high above all of the old world into the new, because this is new beginnings. Look at that beautiful world in front of her. She's about ready. That is the Empress, ready to kickstart her whole entire new world, and she can see it in front of her. That's where we're all headed. Yeah, so that's how it is. There will be nostalgia about the past, about a lot of the old stuff that we are leaving behind. But really, at the end of the day, this is inevitable, and it just is. So don't sweat it too much. Try not to take anything too personally, and also forgive yourself and be a little bit easy on yourself as you go through these energies, because the birthing experience can be quite difficult and a little bit pressurized. So, you know, we're all going to be feeling it, and everybody will be feeling it. So be kind to yourself and others this week, and I'll see you again next week. Bye for now.